Hi, I wanted to create this video to just provide you a little overview of who I am, what's important to me, and a little bit more about the kind of work that I'm doing. So my name's Anne-Marie Marin, and I offer a blend of mediation and conflict resolution, as well as business consulting and coaching. And in addition to that, the foundation of my work, which oftentimes is a standalone process, is something that I call emotional mind-body counseling. So there's more information that I'm going to share in different videos to go in more depth of each, but I just share a little bit about I guess the why this work is important to me and why I see the integration of these pieces so invaluable. So and a little bit about my background is that it's been probably 12 years now since I graduated from graduate school with an MBA and was working in Chicago as a strategic consultant, doing a lot of primarily operations and technology, but working with a lot of teams, helping with conflict, helping people with operations and systems. And I really loved what I was doing. Like, it really, it was inspiring. It was during the .com era, and so there was a lot of new possibility. And yet, there was something inside that felt so amiss. Like, I really felt a quality of part of me was dying. And it didn't make sense to my mind, but I decided to take some time off of work. What ended up being close to 8 years. And 6 of those years, I ended up being having a really long illness that sort of took me straight into the heart of my own inquiry around human suffering. And particularly at the time was mine. And I was so curious, what is it about the human experience where there can be so much beauty happening and such limitation of experiencing it, or there can be just series and sequences of painful experiences that just feel annihilating. And watching the impulse to contract and pull away from life and people and or to avoid feeling any of this and just distracting through all sorts of different ways. And so I was really just became like my own science experiment. And I spent lots and lots of hours sitting in meditation and training with different trauma modalities and bodywork modalities to really understand, like, what am I outside of my own knowing, this intellect, this mind that I've become so accustomed to using as my resource. And what I found was that most of my suffering was absolutely related to what I was believing and thinking about anything, whether it was about who I thought I was supposed to be, how that person's supposed to be relating to me, the kind of business this is supposed to be, and why it's not effective and why it's not viable, and really suffering around my attachment to what I was experiencing and believing was supposed to be happening. And through this process, I have found that there is so much potency in being able to go into the places that feel really scary and kind of off limits, the places that we might automatically, maybe not even consciously, protect from experiencing or knowing about ourselves. Because what's beneath that is more radiant and powerful than anything that I think the mind could ever imagine. But the process can be really scary and disorienting to start to question who we really are and what is it that we value the most. So a lot of the work that I do is really more of just a blend. It's a blend of doing this deeper inquiry when it's appropriate, and also the very pragmatic work, whether it's helping organizations create more of a viable business or operating systems that will create more efficiency, but from this deeper place that I'm referring to, from this deeper place of wisdom and knowing. And how do we begin to operate from a center that doesn't just include our ideas and thoughts, but includes much more of who we are. So, the other thing that I want to share is there's just a quality of just actually acknowledging that as human beings, we are going to have a lot of challenges, and that's not actually a problem. What ends up being the challenge is how we relate to them as they arise. So a lot of the work that I offer is helping people connect with these repeating patterns and these cycles in their lives that just keep recreating experiences that aren't actually in alignment with what they want or what they believe is important to them. So there's a lot more information that can be found on the website, and I do offer complimentary sessions. If you're an organization looking to do more of business consulting, coaching, or maybe even some mediation, I'm happy to give you a consultation and talk more about what your needs are. And if you're someone that's inside of a system that you're really struggling with, whether that's with a partner, in an intimate relationship, a business partner, an organization, or even just your relationship to yourself and your life, I am also happy to offer a consult for you to get a sense of this work and whether it would be a good fit for you. So feel free to email me, call me with any questions, and thank you for taking the time to listen to this video.